So in this Starfield video, I'm going to be showing y'all one of the best outpost locations to get an insane amount of experience for easy level ups, and I'm going to be showing y'all how to make loads of credits really easily as well from this outpost too. I'll be showing you step by step how to set all of this up. So even if you're completely new to the game, you should be able to follow along with this tutorial and set this up for yourself so you can reap all the benefits from having this outpost too. Which, by the way, before I get into this, I just want to give credit where credit is due. I did not discover this spot. I'll have a link in the description to the person who did. Highly recommend you to check them out. I'm just simply sharing this knowledge so this can help more of the Starfield community. This helped me out, so I figured I'd share this to help even more players out as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this though. This is insane. Hope you all find this enjoyable. Alright, so first things first, we're going to head to New Atlantis and do a quick grocery trip. You just want to fast travel to the viewport area where your spaceship lands, and once you get here, just take the route that I take. I'm going to be taking you to a shop where you're going to be able to buy all of the resources that you're going to need. And by the way, this isn't going to cost much to get all these resources either. It's going to cost a little under 1,000 credits. More than likely you should have enough for all these resources. So yeah, here's the shop, by the way, guys. It's not far from where your spaceship lands. It's called the Jemison Mercantile. And in here you just want to talk to the lady, and she'll have everything that you're going to need. Just go down to resources once you trade with her, and this is where you can purchase everything that's going to be required to set up this experience farm to get fast levels and to get loads of credits too. So yeah, what you're going to need is 14 aluminum, 2 beryllium, 10 cobalt, 2 fiber, 20 iron. You also want to purchase 15 nickel, 16 tungsten, and 2 zero wire. And that's it. All of those goods should cost you less than 1,000 credits. Total cost is 934 credits for all of these. Which, by the way, a quick tip, if you ever want to restock this vendor and get even more resources from her, all you gotta do is just go wait in a chair for 24 hours and then go back to her, and you'll notice that she's completely restocked with all the goods. So yeah, just keep this in mind if you're wanting to get even more resources from her. So yeah, where you want to head to from Alpha Centauri is right up here at Bessel. So just click on this and then fast travel to the Bessel system. Once here, you just want to head over to Bessel 3B, which is located right here. Now this is where it's going to get a little tricky because you're going to want to try to find 3 different biomes. We're going to be going down here where iron is located at. Aluminum is also located over here, as well as cobalt and nickel. There's nickel and there's some cobalt. As you can see, here is exactly where I placed my outpost, and this is where you can get all of these resources in one, which that's very crucial when you do go and make this outpost. You'll see you're going to be getting loads of experience. This is great for new and veteran players, honestly. So how I ended up finding this location was I kept clicking right around this vicinity. As you can see, this is exactly where I first landed at, right here. If you want to try to land exactly where I landed at, this is where. A little above nickel, and those little aluminum islands right there. But yeah, I kept clicking A on where I can set target. So let me get away from my landing zone. As you can see, that states Rocky Desert. This states Rocky Desert. So that means that's a Rocky Desert biome. This states Rocky Desert as well. This states hills though, as you can see. So this is the hills biome. There's also a mountain biome as well, right in this vicinity. So what you want to do is try to get in between all of these. I recommend trying to land exactly where I landed at on the map here. You could really locate this area by just checking what the iron looks like down here. I'll go ahead and zoom out so you get a good point of view of this place. There's a civilian outpost. And yeah, right down here around where this iron is. Once again, this is exactly where I placed my outpost. I'll be getting more into detail over how to locate this place here in a little bit, because I know this is the most time consuming part, finding the spot to make the outpost. I'm actually just going to go ahead and land at the area that I landed at before. So yeah, I'm at where my ship landed at. I'll go ahead and give you guys an overview of what it looks like around me. I go in the front of my ship here. You can see where I found my outpost at. It's down that way. So we got all this terrain around. We can see a structure a little over 800 meters away. And then we got my outpost, where I recommend building your outpost at to get tons of experience. I'll be getting more into that here in a little bit. That's why we purchased all those goods. But I want to make sure you guys know exactly where to go when you do go and build this. This is the most time consuming part once again. So I'll go ahead and pull up the surface map here, which you can do that just by pressing RB when you're at the planet. Yeah, you just tap RB and bada bing bada boom. You got the surface map. So from where I landed, I went down this way and built my base here. You can also see a structure there, and there's a cave right here. There's also this really flat surface too. That's right by where my base is located at. And then you can see the hills over here, but this flat surface is something you may want to look out for when you're trying to look for the sweet spot. So what we're going to be looking for is cobalt, nickel, iron, and aluminum all together. So right now, as you can see, I pulled out my outpost and it just states I have iron available. You can pull out your outpost, by the way, just by pulling up the scanner, by pressing LB, and then press X once you have the scanner pulled out. Which, once again, everything that is available is down this way. So when you get off your ship, you want to run down this hill, and this is what the terrain will look like. There will be a mountain over there, and right by that mountain will be all the available resources that you're going to need. I'll go ahead and skip this walking part. Alright, so I'm getting close to where you want to place your outpost at, and as you can see at the top left there, it states what resources are available. Right now we got aluminum, cobalt, and nickel. But if we maneuver around down here, we can find aluminum, cobalt, iron, and nickel, as well as water too. But that isn't what we're really worried about here. We're worried about the 4 resources: iron, aluminum, cobalt, and nickel. Because with these resources, you're going to be able to get loads of experience. So yeah, once you find the sweet spot with all of these available, once again, I know it can take a little while to actually discover this area. But yeah, here is where I'm located at, guys. My ship is about 700 meters away from me of where I located this spot. And I can see a structure out there that's about 700 meters. And there's also a cave that's a little over 700 meters right here. Hopefully that helps you locate this area. But yeah, so once you got the sweet spot of iron, aluminum, nickel, and cobalt, now let's go ahead and get into building the outpost. So first things first, you're going to want to pull up build menu. So once you have placed your outpost by pulling up the scanner and pressing X if you're on Xbox to pull out the outpost to place it. Once you have placed it, if you press those same buttons, you'll pull up this menu here. Next, let's press B to pull up build mode, and then let's toggle our view. You can see how to do that right below the build menu here. So yeah, that's how you toggle your view. Now we're going to want to just place one aluminum extractor somewhere. You can see over here at the far edge, you're able to place aluminum extractors at this highlighted blue area. So let's go ahead and do that. We're just going to need to place one for now. Next, we're going to want to power up our aluminum extractor by placing down 2 wind turbines. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, so the wind turbines have been placed, which you can find the wind turbines in the power category here, right next to where you can place the extractors. Anyways, now we're going to want to move over to furniture, and we're going to want to build a bed. This is going to give us an XP buff for one when we do sleep in our bed, and this is going to speed up time for us. So once we do sleep, aluminum will generate inside our aluminum extractor. We're starting off small here. I'm doing this so all players will be able to follow along with this, no matter how many credits you have. I mean, if you want, you could purchase all of the needed ingredients to build this immediately, but we're starting nice and slow here just so everyone can follow along. Anyways, now once we have slept for an hour, we should have more aluminum available since we have slept. Aluminum spawns in our extractor. We don't have to technically have storage containers out immediately, but we'll get more into those here in a little. Alright, so next up we're going to go back to our powers, and we're going to place 3 more wind turbines. Doesn't matter where you place them. I'm just going to put them by where I placed the other 2 at previously. Anyways, once you got the 3 wind turbines placed, now we want to go over to the extractors and place a cobalt one somewhere around in this vicinity. You could find it by looking for the highlighted area once you have the extractor pulled out. So this is where we can place a cobalt extractor at, somewhere in this highlighted area. And also we want to place down our nickel extractor, which we can place our nickel extractor in this brown highlighted area. So yeah, now just place the nickel extractor. Now once we've got these placed, we just want to sleep again. This will generate even more resources for us to use. Just sleep for an hour. Each hour we sleep here is a little over 57 hours. So yeah, it helps generate a lot of resources quickly here. Anyways, so now, once we have this setup going on, we'll go back to build menu. We can build now, as you can see, as many wind turbines as we want because we have an aluminum extractor, a cobalt extractor, and a nickel extractor all down. And those will keep generating those resources every time we go to sleep. So we can now place as many wind turbines as we really want. But let's just go ahead and place 2 for the sake of this guide. And once we got the 2 placed, we're now going to put down an iron extractor. Go ahead and zoom out and look for where you could place down an iron extractor. As you can see over here, I could place one. Now we have all the extractors down at this one outpost. So next step is to sleep once again. But yeah, the reason why we did it in this specific order is because this is how we were slowly able to get all of this by using our extractors. Next, since we did iron last, we can now get out an industrial workbench. And this is where the fun begins. This is why this spot is worth it, guys. So yeah, go ahead and place down an industrial workbench, and check this out. When you go up to the workbench to use it, you can now craft adaptive frames by using the iron and aluminum that you have available. So go all the way to 99 and craft those, and that'll be some XP for you. So yeah, that's how that'll work. And also we can craft isocentered magnets. This takes cobalt and nickel. So we go all the way to 99 and we can craft these over and over as well. Freaking amazing, right? You can just keep spam crafting these to get loads and loads of experience. And if you're on PC, you're able to craft 99 even faster by just hovering over it with the mouse and keep clicking craft. But we're going to take this a step further and be able to craft even more of these at a time. And how we're going to do that is by adding storage containers. Now since we have crafted the adaptive frames, which is what storage containers require, we can now craft those easily. Let's go ahead and pull up the build menu once again. And this time, let's head on over to storage containers, which we can find those under the storage category. Now keep in mind, you can switch up the style of storage container that you want. Like you can get a medium size storage container, which this will hold more, of course, or you can just get a regular size. But just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to be keeping it simple and just using these regular ones. So now let's go ahead and place just 4 of these somewhere in the vicinity of our outpost. I'm just going to place 4 right here. Each of these will be for each of the different extractors here. So aluminum, nickel, cobalt, and iron. This is how we can keep it a little organized, and we're just going to keep it simple right now. We're not going to get so insane and start adding like 50 of them. We can do that after a while, but for now, let's just keep it simple and just add 4 of these in different rows right here. Now, what we want to do is exit out of build mode and go to modify mode, which we can see how to do that right below our build menu here. We just tap B, again, if you're on Xbox. Next up, we want to go to the different extractors. So we can find one of the extractors right here. That's the aluminum one. And what we want to do is create an output link by pressing right trigger if you're on Xbox. And then we're going to take this over to one of these storage containers and press A on it. So bam, now that one is hooked up to the aluminum. And we're going to do the same for all of the others too. So over here, we got the iron. I'm going to take it all the way over here and hook it up to this storage container. So that's where my iron will now go, within that storage container. And then right here, we got the nickel extractor, and I'm going to hook it up to this storage container. And then, I forgot where I placed my cobalt. An easy way to locate the extractors is just by getting out the extractor. And then you can find the highlighted area quicker. Let's see. Okay, so there's where my cobalt is. Okay, now I'm going to press B to go back into modify mode. And then create the output link with the extractor and press A on the last storage container I have available here. So now I have all of my extractors hooked up to a storage container. And what this will do is make it so more resources we'll be able to generate at once when we sleep. So I'll go ahead and give you guys an example real quick. I'll exit completely out of build mode here and go and sleep just for an hour real quick. And now I'm going to go over to the storage containers and show you what they'll look like. So as you can see, there's a green light on them, which that indicates they're full. It's at 100. And I got 226 aluminum in this storage container, 262 iron in this one, 282 nickel in this one, and 155 cobalt in this one. And keep in mind, you can expand on these storage containers as well, so you can keep getting even more resources. And these are used to generate quick experience. If you noticed, once you did craft an adaptive frame or an iso-centered magnet, you get experience each time you craft those. So crafting, 99 of them at a time adds up pretty quickly. If you're on Xbox, just keep tapping RB and holding in over. And yeah, you can get a lot of experience really quick, guys. And once you get done crafting all the adaptive frames that you can possibly craft, you can go down to your iso-centered magnets and craft all those too. And you're still getting a lot of XP. So I just got done crafting all those. Now let me go to my iso-centered magnets and craft these. And that's how this process works. This is how you're going to level up really quickly. This is extremely efficient. You'll see once you start doing it. It's insane. And yeah, of course, the more storage containers that we make, the more that's going to be available for us to craft even more of them at a time, so we don't have to sleep as much. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll just give you guys a quick example on how to do that too, before I get into where to sell all this stuff to get loads of credits as well. So next, once you got all these storage containers hooked up, what you want to do is just simply add some more storage containers. Once you got some more placed, what you want to do is from the one that's already linked, press right trigger and then link it to the other storage container here. And then from that storage container, link it to that one. So bam, now we got all of these hooked up together. So all these will generate aluminum. And we can do the same right here as well. Just place some storage containers, don't matter how you set them up. Once you got them set, create an output link from the container that's already linked to another one that isn't. And then from that one, create another one to the other one that isn't as well. So yeah, same process, link, and then link again. Bam. Same process. Now we got 3 storage containers we're working with here for each of these resources. Of course, we can keep expanding on this if you want. You can keep going, like you can get tons of these. Doesn't have to just be 3. But this is just a quick example over how this works. Now I'm just going to sleep for an hour or two. Doesn't matter. You really just have to sleep for an hour. Now all of those storage containers should be filled with resources. I'll go ahead and go over here and prove to you guys. As long as you link them all, you don't have to keep linking them individually from the extractor. But yeah, 238, 150, 150 there, 315, 125, another 125, 316 in that one, 316 in that one, 316 in that one, 252, 252, and 136. I'm currently overweight, so my screen keeps going blurry here. But yeah, you guys see that, right? Look how much more resources we now have available. And if you really want, you could add more extractors too, like more cobalt extractors, more iron extractors, and hook them up to, more storage containers. You can keep this going where you'll get tons of resources each time you go to sleep. But honestly, just keeping it simple, I think, helps with just the XP. I mean, you don't really have to have all that much going on, because just sleeping for an hour or two goes by fast, and you just refill it and then do all this again. Right now I just got 3 for each of them, just to show you, like, this is how it works, guys. It's literally that simple. Alright, so now since you know how to set up the outpost and level really quickly, let's get into how to make an insane amount of credits as well, on top of, doing all this. So once you, crafted plenty of adaptive frames and iso-centered magnets, we can now take these and sell them. So I suggest setting up a landing pad here, which you can find that in the build menu, right under this category. And yeah, this is what the 2-0 wire was for in the beginning over that shopping list. So yeah, just build the landing pad. You should have plenty of materials to work with. And once you built the landing pad, just go up to the terminal and choose to view and modify ships, and then choose to build ship, and then back out, and your ship should spawn right here on the landing pad. And then you just want to head on inside and drop all of your stuff that you're planning on selling inside the ship. Don't worry, the stuff will not disappear. I have done this plenty of times, but if you want, you can, take the time to add a lot of cargo on your ship, so you could just store the stuff too if you don't really trust dropping it. But I've done this once again plenty of times. You can just save it right before doing this just in case something does go wrong. But yeah, just drop all the stuff that you're planning on selling, and then we're going to want to fast travel back over to the New Atlantis spaceport. Once over here, you want to make sure you pick up your stuff that you dropped on your ship, and then head back over to the mercantile shop. Instead of going and trading with this vendor though, there's a better vendor which has more credits, which means you can sell more stuff to. And that vendor is located right over here. You just want to head in this elevator and go down into the well. Once down here, you just want to head to the Trade Authority, which is located to the left right over here. And yeah, just talk to this lady inside here, and then just ask to trade with her, and she actually has 11,000 credits that you can work with, that you can sell items to get all of her credits. And once you sell everything that you have to restock her so she has the credits again, you just have to wait 24 hours, which there's a bench right here that you can wait on. And yeah, just rinse and repeat until you sold all your adaptive frames and isocentered magnets, so you'll be loaded with credits as well. So yeah, hopefully this was able to help you out, guys, in some kind of way. I tried to break this down as simple as I could, just like how the person who I first sold this from tried to do it just like how the person who I sold this from did it. I just wanted to share this information to even more of the Starfield community to hopefully help even more players out. This helped me out, so hey, figured I'd share it with you guys as well. But yeah, I'm out of here. As always, most importantly, thanks for taking the time watching and listening. Until next time, peace.